Hello and welcome. So guys, it is Saturday morning, and you guys know that Saturday mornings, if I publish a video, we're doing our chatty scent corner. But today, I had to defer the content that I had prepared for the chatty scent corner because I have to talk to you about these only four fragrances that I'm going to share with you today. I had to bring them to you because I want to make sure that you get your hands on them before they sell out. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I rarely say something like that. But when I tell you that these fragrances, guys, I'm telling you, let's talk about them. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and I'm your fragrance concierge because I'm totally committed to creating the best fragrance experience for you. I upload videos multiple times a week, and in this channel we talk about all types of fragrances: Middle Eastern, Western niche, affordable, designer, scented body products, anything that will make us smell fabulous. Now, if that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. Now, these four fragrances that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, two of them are from the Ministry of Gourmand, one of them is from Khadlaj, and the other one is from Lattafa. I did receive in PR the two from the Ministry of Gourmand, and I also received in PR the Khadlaj fragrance. I did not receive the Lattafa in PR, but I am going to tell you right now. First of all, whenever I receive PR, I tell you the truth regardless. But when I tell you that you have to at least try these fragrances, because guys, oh my goodness, I am going to share them and give you a detailed review in a quick way. And I'm going to share them with you in no particular order. I'm going to go ahead and start with a Coconut Lagoon from the Ministry of Gourmand. I am in a resort somewhere, okay? Just sitting, of course, I'm sitting outside. I'm sitting in front of like a lagoon or a huge pool with like an infinity view type of thing. And it's just like I can sniff, I can smell all of the tropical foliage and fruits and the drinks that are being brought to others around me. And it is very serene. There is music, but it's not too loud. It's serene. It is just perfection. Then somewhere in the distance, someone takes a fresh coconut and opens it. And there's a scent that permeates in the air, guys, and comes together with all of that. This fragrance is a journey. It's an experience in like a tropical paradise. I am telling you. Now, what I love about this fragrance, guys, is that I'm going to be honest with you. When I received this fragrance and I read and I saw Coconut Lagoon, I'm like, okay, we're in December, and I don't care where you are in the US, at least you are going to have some sort of chilly weather. So unless you're going on vacation or something, like, why would they have Coconut Lagoon now? I was so wrong. So although this fragrance does have a tropical feel to it, it is not a fragrance that I would limit just to the summer months. No, this fragrance to me is a true all year round. I would not pull it on a very, very cold day where it's like 40 degrees or below outside. I would not do that. But this is an exquisite fragrance. This fragrance is so not just about that tropical vibe and coconut that I am telling you, you could wear this to a formal event or gathering. You could wear this to a gala. This fragrance to me is also very unisex. It's not unisex because to me it does lean a tad to the feminine side, because you know how I like my unisex fragrances, like really no, like when I say unisex to you guys, there's like no doubt that there's not a lean in any direction. No, this one does have a tad of a lean to the feminine side, but I can definitely see a gentleman pulling off this fragrance for sure. This fragrance has oh my goodness, a ton of vanilla that as soon as you spray it, you're going to pick up on it. And I'm going to spray it in the air because, oh my goodness. Oh. The coconut it's not like a flaky coconut, if you know what I mean. It's a creamy coconut. And at that, the coconut, even though it's called Coconut Lagoon, the coconut is not the center. All the notes involved in this fragrance are the stars of the fragrance, which is what makes it so unique. Oh my goodness. This fragrance is tropical, fruity, fresh. It has that coconut, and the coconut is creamy. It has some lemon, and if I recall correctly, it has some mandarin or orange or something. No, this is more like mandarin. And then there's bergamot for sure. There's lemon, bergamot, and that mandarin, and those fruits give this fragrance not only a citrusy quality, but it also makes the fragrance like fresh and zesty. It is just exquisite. But the fresh and zesty is not one of those fresh zesty that I would tell you, oh no, you need to wait till the summer or a hot or a warm spring day to pull this fragrance. No, believe me, this is just absolutely exquisite. And then you bring in the note of watermelon. And the watermelon, guys, is so real. It is more real than, I can't remember the fragrance that we all talked about most of the year from Aroma Concepts, the one that comes in the little bottle that, you know, that's red. I can't remember the name, but this one is even more realistic. This is like a true watermelon. Clear on my nose, clear on my skin, watermelon. But it's blended so well with all of the other notes. Then you have the caramel, which takes this fragrance like to the next level and just sets you like in this happy place. To me, this Gourmand is exceptional. It's exceptional, it's unprecedented, and I have to tell you, you know, for Ministry of Gourmand, I just talked to you recently about tiramisu, speculoos. So anyway, this one is Coconut Lagoon. Highly recommend it. Get your nose on it. If you've picked it up, can you please let us know how you feel about this fragrance? And by the way, guys, I know that as this fragrance has a chance to sit, it's going to get stronger and stronger. But this is definitely bordering on beast on my skin. This gives me 8+ hours. And this is a fragrance that will definitely get you compliments. It will leave a trail of about 3 to 4 feet. And it is a fragrance that does have a very strong projection for over 2 hours, then becoming a scent bubble. I can't speak highly enough of this one. Coconut Lagoon. So this next fragrance is not going to come as a surprise to you because I hauled this fragrance here on the channel, and when I did, I could not disguise that I immediately fell in love with this fragrance. And I'm going to tell you right now that in using it, that love has just continued to increase. And I'm speaking about Lattafa Afeef. Now guys, I'm going to tell you also that I really do not like this cap at all. This is the first cap from Lattafa that to me feels cheap. It does feel very cheap because it really has no weight to it. It's like a hollow thing. It's like, you know, but the funny thing is that this bottle is exquisite. So I'm going to find myself a cap to put on this bottle because the bottle, I mean, look at it, guys. It's so beautiful. It's a beautiful bottle. Now, Afeef is a very ambery and woody fragrance that opens up a bit warm, spicy because it has a very dominant note of pink pepper. But at that, you're also going to find a fruitiness that comes into the picture immediately because of the note of peach. And the peach that I pick up from Afeef is very realistic. Then, like a minute, literally like a minute or less into the opening, I start to get little sniffs of the florals. And the florals are white florals. But at the helm, at the lead of the white florals bouquet, I'm finding, guys, an exquisitely done tuberose and orange blossom. And they take over. For a couple of minutes, those florals are the stars of the fragrance for sure. Interesting thing is that all throughout the olfactory journey, and even at dry down and throughout the wear of the fragrance, there's also like a nutty quality to the fragrance that you just cannot shake off. This is a fragrance that I think is perfect for the 25 plus group. And I also think that this is a fragrance that you could pull off all throughout the year for any occasion, day or night. This is definitely a unisex fragrance, and a fragrance, guys, that performs exceptionally, because this one, I am pretty sure that once this one has a chance to sit, it will become a beast fragrance, because right now it's giving me 8+ hours with minimal effort, maybe a couple of sprays, and it gets me 8+ hours. It does have a very strong projection, and it does have a moderate sillage, and it is definitely a compliment getter. This fragrance has no oud, no musk, and it really doesn't remind me of anything. But when I tell you that I am in love with this fragrance from the first sniff till today, and I think that, again, as it has the opportunity to sit, I'm just going to fall in love more and more with it. Let us know if you've gotten your nose on Afeef and how you feel about it. All right, guys, so now let's talk about a fragrance that I've been so looking forward to bring to you, because from the first moment I sprayed it, first of all, I couldn't believe what I was sniffing. And second of all, I was like, oh my goodness, how did they even top themselves? Because we just talked about Banana Bliss and Tiramisu Speculoos, and we've talked about so many mango fragrances in the past. But this one is just exceptional. And I'm speaking about Mango Jugoso. Now, if you don't speak Spanish, you may not know that Mango Jugoso, which is the second name on this fragrance, means like juicy mango. And when I tell you that that is exactly what you're going to get in this fragrance. And I'm going to spray it in the air also, because, oh my goodness, this has got to be the most realistic mango fragrance that I have in my collection right now. Period. Not just in Middle Eastern, in any, and you guys know that I have plenty of mango fragrances that I've talked to you about through time that I absolutely love. You know, and this one, the thing with this one is that this is truly like a collection of incredible fruits that are very, very realistic. I don't know how Ministry of Gourmand is pulling this off, but please continue doing what you're doing. If the Ministry of Gourmand team is watching, please continue, because we are loving this. So this mango fragrance, guys, opens up with a very ripe, juicy, like dripping as you're like eating it with your hands type of mango. If you've ever had a mango with your hands where it's so ripe and so juicy and so sweet, oh my goodness, that is what this is going to bring to mind for you. So then as the journey continues, guys, the fragrance becomes even fruitier than that opening. And what really took my breath away is that I can clearly pick up on the fruits because they're so realistically done. And the notes that you're going to pick up on are peach, melon, and pineapple. And oh my goodness, guys. Now, do you remember that fragrance? And again, I can't remember the name, that fragrance, that pineapple fragrance that we discussed for so long, that came out of also Paris Corner, and it was very realistic. This has that same note because I pick up on it clearly. It is the exact same realistic pineapple. And you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, that I have not been very lucky when experimenting with melon, notes of melon in a fragrance. Typically, it becomes a bit synthetic to my nose and on my skin. Then there's like a zesty quality to the fragrance that is always in the background. And I can clearly pick up on the note of grapefruit and orange. And those two also add a bit of a zest feel to the fragrance. I tell you, this just smells incredible. Absolutely incredible. This fragrance is musk based, but I would not be very concerned because the musk is not the star at all. The stars here, first of all, the real lead here is the mango. Let's just be clear, followed by those other fruits. This is a fragrance that is musky, but I would say it's like a level 1 out of 5 being the most intense. It's definitely like a level 1 musk, and it is a fragrance that has absolutely no oud. This is also a fragrance that is sweet. It does have a tropical feel to it. It is very fruity, but interestingly enough, this is one that I pull now and I would pull in every season of the year except for winter. This mango is so realistic that for me, it would be anticlimactic to try and wear this fragrance on a very, very cold day. But when I tell you that on a day that's not super cold, you can pull this off any time of the year, absolutely. Would I wear this to a gala or a very formal event? No, but that's personally me because I'm not interested in smelling like a realistic mango, because this to me smells like I told you at the beginning. It smells like I'm eating a very ripe, juicy, sweet mango that as I bite into it, I'm eating it with my hand, and as I bite into it, it's just dripping because it's so juicy down, it's just incredible, guys. Absolutely realistic. Now, this one also performs beautifully. And I have to tell you, I'm starting to wonder if this is not going to be like an ongoing theme with all the fragrances that we get out of the Ministry of Gourmand, because Tiramisu Speculoos and Banana Bliss perform beautifully on me. And these two, Coconut Lagoon and this Mango Jugoso one, my goodness, like I have a feeling that this one, much like Coconut Lagoon, is going to be a beast once it has a chance to sit, because right now it's giving me a full day wear, it has a strong projection, and it has a very, very good sillage. Now, this is a fragrance that you definitely have to be into mango, fruity fragrances, and sweet fragrances in order to appreciate it and enjoy it. If you're not into that type of scent profile, then please stay away, because this is as real as it gets. All right, guys, this next fragrance. Now, you guys may remember when I first tried Fleur Oud and the entire Maison collection from Khadlaj, Époque Artistique, Le Noir, Noir. Guys, those fragrances took my breath away. But I'm going to tell you right now that this one that I'm going to share with you today, I don't know what they put in here, but wow. So Khadlaj so kindly reached out to me and they sent me several fragrances. And there's a couple of other fragrances that I'm still testing, but I needed to bring this one to you because from the first moment I sprayed this fragrance, I knew this was not going to be just any fragrance. This is exceptional, guys. And I'm speaking today about Musk Pour Amber. Oh my goodness. So guys, this fragrance is a fragrance that opens up fresh, spicy. And what I get immediately is that frankincense, very, very dominant. So you have to enjoy frankincense, but it's combined with the bergamot. There is something so mysteriously sensual about that opening. But the funny thing is that, in my opinion, this fragrance was not designed to be sensual or sexy, but to me, it is a fragrance with an air of mystery. Not necessarily that you're trying to be sexy, no. This just speaks to an air of mystery, bringing even a deeper interest in the fragrance. A couple of minutes into the opening, I do start to get like a nutty quality to the fragrance, but it's not very dominant. As a matter of fact, on my skin, it's a bit like faint. And the florals do also make their appearance. But at the end of the day, guys, this to my nose is about that fresh, sweet frankincense. And I don't have any other fragrance in my collection where the frankincense has those tonalities, because that's what it is. It's like the frankincense is present, the bergamot is present, and there's an inherent sweetness that I really believe is coming from vanilla in the fragrance. This is a fragrance that then at the dry down really reveals all of the vanilla that was present all along. There's something that happens when you're approaching the dry down that I just think it's magical. And I love the olfactory journey of this fragrance because the frankincense behaves in such a different way than any other time that I've seen frankincense in a fragrance. This is very different, guys, but very exquisite. I don't think that this is a polarizing fragrance at all. I think that this is going to be one that a lot of people love. The only thing that I would want to caution you on is if you don't like frankincense at all, then maybe you should try to get your nose on it before picking it up. But if you're okay with frankincense, this fragrance is just so different. At the dry down, you're going to get that frankincense with like a fruity accord to go with it. And then you're going to have a ton of vanilla, like not in the background, not faint, but right there with it. And that is what takes this fragrance for me to the next level, bordering on making it a little bit addictive. I would say that although this fragrance does have musk, the musk level is like a 2. It's not faint, but it is still a bit demure. The musk is not the star here. The star here is the vanilla, the frankincense, the bergamot, and those fruity notes with a very faint backdrop of the florals, which make an appearance through the olfactory journey, but then they take like a back seat. I think that this is a fragrance that right now performs very well because it does get me over 7 hours. And I really believe that as it has the chance to maturate, it is going to not become a beast, because I don't think this fragrance was designed to be a beast, but it is definitely a fragrance that will get me closer to the 10-hour mark. This fragrance is also one that has secured me one compliment, and it was not from my husband. I was out and someone did ask me what I was wearing, and I think it was at the supermarket or something like that. But I have to tell you, this fragrance, guys, is so uniquely beautiful. I just love when I find a fragrance that has maybe similar notes as other fragrances, not just one, but other fragrances, like frankincense is in so many fragrances, but it's the way that they've done the frankincense in this fragrance that has really pulled, at least tugged my heart. Anyway, guys, I really recommend that you either pick it up or you get your nose on this fragrance. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of today's video, and I just wanted to come on here today and share those 4 fragrances because I know we're in the midst of the holiday season and we're all really busy and we're all trying to figure out what we're going to give to, someone that is in our family or a good friend or just someone that you do care for. And these fragrances, of course, are affordable fragrances, but when I tell you that they do not smell like an affordable fragrance, they really smell like a very upscale fragrance. The Gourmands that I shared with you today, if you have someone who loves Gourmands, these are Gourmands that you really need to get in front of them. And I really encourage you to try them too if you're into Gourmands, because my goodness. And what can I say about Lattafa Afeef that I haven't said before? Anyway, guys, these 4 fragrances are stellar. Please let us know if you've tried any of the fragrances and your thoughts. As always, thank you so much for hanging with me today, and I will see you all in the next video.